It is Texas Classic Night here at Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. I'm Jim Byers alongside Rodney Nelson. We've been here all year. 32nd and final night of this meet. Biggest, richest horse race in Texas tonight, the Texas Classic Futurity. A couple of other Grade 1 events, the Refrigerator and the Texas Classic Derby, the new Purina Feeds, Texas Classic Oaks, and loads of other really nice horses on the card. Track fast, big crowd coming in. We got a lot to talk about tonight. You're going to have a really nice night to be here in the paddock as we close out this fall meeting of champions with some really good racing.
Yes, definitely some good races. Great to see those 3 Grade 3s later on tonight. 5 stakes races in total. We get to see the sports leading money earner. I always like to see KJ Desperado on the track out here. But of course, the Futurity, the Oaks, and the Derby are going to be spectacular as well. It's going to be a fun night to close out the meet, no doubt about it, with a dozen races and beautiful weather out here as well.
And if you're joining us on track, right inside the east entrance, right over here where you all get funneled in, there's a lot of auction items up for bid until 9 o'clock. Also, we're raising money for the Lone Star Park Charitable Foundation with the annual Pass the Boot drive. So if you have a few extra cents or bucks to give to really good charities here in Grand Prairie, the Lone Star Park Charitable Foundation.
Yeah, and if you don't have the cash in your pocket to fill that boot, you can always donate at the concession stands as well. You're able to round your purchase up to the nearest dollar tonight, and that added money will go to the Lone Star Park Charitable Foundation. So a great way to do that as well when you're buying that nice ice-cold Pepsi and hot dog. Just go ahead and round that purchase up and give that money to charity.
And one final note before we bust into our selections tonight and our analysis. No carryovers after tonight, so the pick 5, the pick 6, and the jackpot super high 5 will all be paid out tonight. Everything that's bet tonight will get paid out. And in the high 5, we've got a carryover of $39,000 plus, so that's significant. On to the races. $870 for the first. Scratch the 9, Howdy Bach. An allowance 3-year-olds and up. You can be non-winner of 2. You can be non-winner of a race other than. And we're on different horses right off the hop here.
Yeah, right off the bat. I got the number 6, Anzio. I really like this horse here in this spot. This horse has had a ton of experience at 870 yards, 17 different tries. Has hit the board in a bunch of them, including a win at this distance. The last 3 races this horse has been running in allowance races, a couple seconds and a third. Was in a stakes race before that down at the Gillespie County Fair. I think that Anzio can run well tonight. He's competed with some of these other horses today. I think Anzio gets the best of them. I got the 3, JTC Switching Leads is my second choice. This horse came out of the Claiming Stakes last time out. Yeah. So what the interesting part about JTC Switching Leads or about those races, it included thoroughbreds and the quarter horses. So JTC Switching Leads was the fastest quarter horse out of his trial race, running second in that one behind Play Rule, and was the second fastest quarter horse in that stakes race. Because you see Axel Steele, then you had Run Bubba Run, who's the quarter horse, and Play Rule, a thoroughbred, and JTC Switching Leads is right behind them. I think this horse could run pretty nice tonight. And then I got the number 1, Fastest Fire, as my third choice. This horse was a winner 2 starts back. Before that was second. Since moving out to 870 yards, this horse has done well in 3 of those races. Most recent one came at this distance as well, but broke out, got bumped in that race. Let's toss that one out. I think Fastest Fire could be fast enough to get up in the top 3.
It has the built-in benefit of the rail. Juan Diaz does not start many 870 horses. He's in contention for the leading trainer here. Is a leading trainer in the whole region, but doesn't start many 870s, but Fastest Fire is very intriguing. I went with Chicks Cartel. I'm trying to benefit from a hot debut on October 3rd where this horse, who is now a gelding, by the way, first time listed as a gelding, came out and just absolutely, without a challenge, throttled a 550 field. Got to go 200 and something yards, 220 yards farther. Sorry, I can't add on.
And's got to make a left-hand turn as well.
And has to negotiate a turn. So I'm still taking him on top over Fastest Fire. Mahomie, I think, could run well coming off 2 straight wins here also. Good first race. On to the second. I won't try to do math in my head. Even a simple one like 550 plus 220. Second race, 350 yards, 2-year-old non-winners of 2. Scratched a couple of long shots, the 5 and the 12. The 11 SS Kratos gets in.
All right, so we got the same top pick here, number 6, Tempting Mister. This horse was a winner in his debut back at Sam Houston. Went over to the Ruidoso Downs as a trial race after that, finishing a solid second behind FTD Dreams, who we'll see later on tonight, track record holder out here, recently set track record. So not a bad trial race there to finish behind FTD Dreams. Horses had some pretty decent runs. The most recent one was in a trial for the Texas Classic. And look at those top three there. I think they all made the field, right? Or two of them made the first two made the big one. The other one made the juvenile.
Yeah.
So a solid trial race there. But I got this 6 on top here in race 2.
Yeah, I think he's a complete stick out. I would give Class Action, SS Kratos, and Sugars Train some looks as well. But yeah, I think this, and you're giving Proprietor a little bit of a look. First time for Hector Osorio. After a couple of good races this meet. But, yeah, I mean, it's all tempting Mister to me here in this one. On to the third. Oh, I love some of these races, these total earnings last year and this year preferred. They bring out stakes-type quality horses who don't really have a stakes to run in. I'm going with a chalky selection here again, 300 yards the distance here. These are really, really nice horses in this spot. They're going short. It takes a lot for me to not pick I'm a Fancy Chick. I see you have taken her. I took one of my all-time favorites in LS Jack's back. But I'll tell you what, I'm a Fancy Chick to my eye. May not have the prettiest way of going, but she is so fast. It is just unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely quick. That's my top choice here. I mean, this horse has won 4 in a row. Was a runner-up in the Easy Date back at Remington earlier this year. I mean, this horse has won 12 races in 32 lifetime starts, so the horse definitely knows how to get up there toward the front. And this race was fun here. I was upstairs talking to Brandon earlier, and I said, I wish I could make a wager on which horse Jim is going to pick in this race. And I knew you were going to take LS Jack's back. You've been on that horse all year long. But I think I'm a Fancy Chick. It can beat LS Jack's back, but I do have that horse second as well. So I got a 3-5 here in race 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I had a hard time making up my mind. I just can't go. LS Jack's back's one of those horses I just can't go against. I mean, he's faced really top-notch horses. I'm a Fancy Chick has beaten male rivals also. She beat male rivals at FanDuel 3 straight times, and then came here and took on female rivals and was 8-5 and blitzed them. She loves the really short distances, but so does LS Jack's back. To me, they're very similar. She might be a little bit quicker out of there. He's just so well-bred and so classy. I actually took her third because I think Head Patron could run, he could upset the whole apple cart. I mean, he was the winner of the East Tex last year at Remington. That's an open grade 2. This year he was third in the East Tex. He's been off since April, but he has a very fast work to come back for this. So I actually took I'm a Fancy Chick third, but that's a heck of a race. Race 4. On to the 4th, start of the early pick 4, scratch the 11, LMG First Call. 350 yards here, optional claimer, high optional claimer.
Yeah, I got Jess the Leader, number 8. This is a horse we've seen out at Lone Star 10 different times so far in his career. Has won 4 of those 10 races. You look back, I mean, all you see is stakes races for Jess the Leader. I mean, this horse was in the Dr. Glenn Blodgett Stakes last time out. Hadn't had a very successful year so far. I mean, 0 for 5 has only hit the board once in those 5 starts. But here in this optional claiming race, I think it's going to be a little bit better spot. Has performed well at this distance, hitting the board in 4 of 7. At 350, including a win. I think Jess the Leader can win this one. Then I got the 5. Grayson Dash is my second choice. Coming in here fresh off a win. I love horses that do that. This horse was stakes placed earlier in the year back at Sam Houston, going 400 yards. This horse does have a couple wins out here. I think Grayson Dash could be one to be reckoned with. And I got number 9, AJ's Little Champ, as my third choice. I know that's your second pick, but I think this horse can run well tonight. Out of those allowance races, this horse was running in New Mexico. 1-1 at Ruidoso, one of the downs at Albuquerque. So definitely up there toward the front, knows how to be there, knows how to be close in these races. I think it's 8-5-9 here in race 4 for me.
I'm similar. I went 8-9-5, just the Leader. The thing that concerns me a little bit about him are the start issues. He was off slow in the Dr. Glenn Blodgett, but then he came back and had a super fast work about a month ago here on the flat, not out of the gate. 2 races back, you'll notice it says flipping rig, and if you're not totally familiar with the sport, that means that the horse was outfitted with a device to keep him from rearing back. It's basically a rope. And if they get fractious a half a millisecond before they spring the gate and they lean back just a little, that rope can hold the gate shut just for a fraction of a second. So when you see that in the comment, that means that he got out behind everybody because of that. It's a risk you take when you outfit a horse with a flipping halter. If he gets out well, I think he wins. But, Heath Taylor's barn is heated up. AJ's Little Champ comes out of nice races in New Mexico. Grayson Dash is always very formidable and has a recent work on November 11th that's not in the program. We'll be announcing that. On to race 5. Lots of contention in here. And a lot of filly contenders in this race. This is not limited to colts or geldings or fillies, but a lot of the contenders are fillies. Scratch one of them, number 1, Future Look. Scratch the outside horse, the 12 Embers Time. I'm Mom's Favorite gets in. Another total lifetime earnings preferred race here.
Yeah, and I'm taking number 11, I'm Mom's Favorite, off the also eligible list. I'm glad that this horse was able to draw in today. The last race this horse was in, one of the trials for the Dash for Cash, ran up against a tough one. I mean, finished 7th of 10 in that race, but DK Marnie Jess was the winner of that one. We'll see this horse later on tonight. Embers Time, the winner of the Juvenile, was in there as well.
Who ran very well again last night.
He did, ran second.
Yeah.
But I'm Mom's Favorite. I mean, this horse was in against some good ones last time. If you look at the races before that, though, the two at Sam Houston, you see this horse came close to picking up back-to-back wins, or technically did pick up back-to-back wins, being elevated to first in that debut. So this horse was coming into those trials on basically a 3-race win streak.
Yeah.
So I like horses that win and can show that they can get up there multiple times. I'm Mom's Favorite is one of them. I think coming in here to this spot might be a little bit better for I'm Mom's Favorite. Then I got number 4, Draco, as my second choice. I did not pick this horse in the trials for the Texas Classic, and it was one of the few that I missed that night. I had a pretty good night for the trials, but Draco was one, early on in the car, went in race 4, but did win that race by a length. This horse was in the TQHA Sales Juvenile earlier this year at Retama Park, was the winner of that one. So Draco definitely can run up there toward the front. Juan Diaz, he sends out a lot of good horses, and I think he's going to have a pretty nice night tonight when it's all said and done. And then I got number 9, BV Elena Ray, as my third choice, coming in here off a win. Had a win 3 starts back as well. That made 2 wins for the meet already for this horse. I'll take the 9 as my third choice.
Yeah. She loves to win from connections that win on a very high percentage of their races. I left my Mom's Favorite out. I kind of regret that a little bit, but she did have a work on November 11th. It's not in the program, but it was very slow. We'll announce that, but that's not that unusual. I love Draco in here. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the most likely winner on the night. I just loved his last race. That was that night you picked about 9 out of 12 or 10 out of 12 or whatever. I did have him. That was one of the few that I got over on you. I didn't have nearly as good a night as you did. But I was on his bandwagon there, and his rally, his furious rally from behind was just utterly amazing. And he's got to go a little shorter today, but he showed so much run last time that I am excited to see him run. I'm also a little bit excited to see Taxon Eagle, who came off a really good start last time, got claimed, adds Lasix today. So long shot, my third pick, number 5. Race 6. On to the 6th. 300 yards, 3-year-olds and up. Scratch the 2, KVP Especial.
All right, number 8, Doing It Just for Fun, top choice for me here. Delta Downs was a good spot for this horse earlier in the year, won back-to-back races there at Delta, went over to the fairgrounds after that, ran in the stakes race, was the winner of that stakes race. Since then, has had 2 more races, most recent one being in an open allowance right here on Halloween night, ran 3rd in that one. LS Jack's back, your top choice a couple races back, was the winner of that one. That was a 300 yards, just like we're going tonight. I think Doing It Just for Fun could get the job done here in this one. The 4, he's Grandy GL, is going to be my second choice. Another one that had a 3-race win streak earlier this year. One of those was a stakes race down at the Gillespie County Fairgrounds. Since then, had a race here on October the 4th, ran 3rd in that one, missing by half a length. Went out to Albuquerque for championship night, ran in one of the undercard stakes, it looks like. Didn't do too hot in that one. Drifted out. Horse was in the back from the front. So, in the back from the get-go. Let's toss that race out. And if you look at the races before that for He's Grandy GL, I mean, this horse is right up there toward the front. Then I got the number 9, Fire Eating Cowboy, is my third choice. Ran fourth last time, beaten by 3/4 of a length, bumped in that race. This horse was in the Oklahoma Derby earlier this year, running third in that one, just missing by less than a length. I think Fire Eating Cowboy, this horse could fire tonight. I got a 4-8-9. It's race 6.
I love Fire Eating Cowboy's breeding. Flying Cowboy 1, 2, 3. Literally sires a winner or two just about every night here. She Eat Fire won, I think it was the Texas Classic Juvenile about 10 years ago or some years ago. And this guy, I mean, he's just so fast, and he's going to be pretty formidable. But I couldn't go against Doing It Just for Fun, who is a full to Jesse's First Down, the former 2-time AQHA world champion. Comes out of great races, both field-wise and ability and performance-wise. Race 7, 400 yards, Texas Classic Juvenile. This begins the pick 6. Scratch the 6, Seis Cholitos, who did look to be the main competition for favorite MVPZ, who was the fastest to not make the final. So he was the fastest of this group out of the, or she was, out of the trials. And, boy, I think she's going to be well under even money now with the 6 out.
Yeah, I actually had Seis Cholitos on top. I was looking to beat favorite MVPZ.
I'm with LS Jack's back like you are with a lot of these Cholitos
horses.
Especially Seis Cholitos.
Especially if they're trained by Juan Diaz, too.
Yeah.
I like him even better. But so I ended up on favorite MVPZ. Not bad at all to scratch into this horse. Was the winner of his trial or her trial race, and like you said, was the best of the rest on that night. So got into basically as the fastest qualifier for the juvenile here. This horse ran in the Dash for Cash juvenile as well. Ran third, and that one missed by 3/4 of a length to Ember's Time. We said we saw it run well yesterday. This horse qualified for the Sam Houston Futurity back earlier in the year. I think favorite MVPZ can have a good run. Now, number 9, favorite Sunset. This is a horse I find very interesting here. Last time out in that trial race, ran third, was beaten by a length, but that was that same race we talked about earlier. Painted Eclipse and Cowboy Blue Z. They're in the Futurity later tonight. So that was a solid race there. We'll see what happens with favorite Sunset. I mean, before that, this horse had a first, a second, and a third as well. Broke maiden right here at Lone Star Park. So I'll take favorite Sunset second. I got a 7-9 here in the Texas Classic Juvenile.
Yeah, I actually tried to beat favorite MVPZ last time with Flying Fusrageous, who ran a really nice second. Ran his race and just couldn't quite get there. I won't get fooled again, as the Who once sung. Valiant Painted Sign, the 1, is my second pick. Being a race caller, I tend to fall for horses that give you a good call, and this horse likes to rally in the inside. Now, it's a fair track, but it doesn't hurt to be inside. And Valiant Painted Sign, maybe the time wasn't that great in the trial, but, brought me up, up out of my seat, so to speak. So I picked him second. On to the 8th. Big showdown here. With all due respect to Flying Sophia, who's a wonderful filly and has earned, crazy amount of money. 400 yards here. This Asher versus Especially Good Candy. What an incredible showdown this is. I so much wanted to pick Asher, but she has a little gait behavior problem, and you just never know when she might go a little goofy, and Especially Candy doesn't have any problems.
Well, you say that. Hopefully not tonight.
Let's hope not. Yeah, I can be a jinx.
I think there was a horse like that the other night that did that too.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Especially Good Candy. I'm on the 8 here. I thought it was tough as well between this horse and Asher. But this horse was the winner of the All-American Oaks. So a lot of respect there. Came out here, ran well in that trial last time out. This horse was the runner-up in the Texas Classic Futurity last year. Yeah. So a very big race. I'll go ahead and take Especially Good Candy on top. But Asher, this horse was also a trial winner. Won the Dash for Cash Derby, a dead heat for the Dash for Cash Derby with a stablemate who we're going to see later on.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a very, very good race, 8-5, and there's a whole bunch of other horses I could have taken as well. But that's how I see it. We got the same top 4 though. It's crazy we're on the same ones.
Well, the 7 Flying Sophia, I picked her last time over Especially Good Candy, and I won't do that again. But she could win this race. Asher is just so good right now. But Especially Good Candy won her trial, never felt the crop. Drifted a little bit, but that was so impressive. The Refrigerator, Grade 1, $100,000 added. This is a really good field. I mean, you got the superstar all-timer in KJ Desperado. You got an up-and-coming youngster who we both picked and Rick picked in Visa. You got He's a Jet 1, who I picked second mainly for sentimental reasons, but he can go with these. You got a Grade 1 winner and a Trace of Eagle. I mean, what else could you ask for?
Yeah, a good race here. This was the race that KJ Desperado actually won last year and put him over the top for the leading money earner. So coming back here to run in the Refrigerator Championship once again. But I got Visa. This is a horse that I've really liked ever since I started watching Visa run. This horse caught a string of seconds, but, those seconds weren't bad. Second in the Rainbow Derby, second in the All-American Derby as well. Last time out, this horse stumbled in that race, and it was so sad because all three of us were on Visa last time and saw the horse stumble out of the gate and lost all the chances.
And it was a full-body stumble, a four-leg body goes down. It was not just a little bobble stumble.
So hopefully we'll see this horse have some redemption tonight. I think Visa can win it. KJ Desperado is my second choice. Like I said, won this race last time out, was all-time leading money winner in the sport. And then number 4, He's a Jet 1. That's my third choice. You're second. But, the way that this horse runs out here at Lone Star Park is amazing. And 5 for 6 wins out of 6 starts. 5 wins out of 6 starts. I thought this horse was out of it last time against Dollar Bill. I thought Dollar Bill was running away with it because He's a Jet 1 didn't have a very good start, but kicked it in going down the stretch. So I got to have respect for that horse. I got it 1, 2, 4 here in the Refrigerator.
He'll keep coming at him. He might not be quite good enough to catch these types, but he'll get tested. KJ Desperado's a Grade 1 horse. He doesn't show up unless it's a Grade 1 pretty much. I just wonder if KJ is quite as good as he used to be. He's still very good. He's not modern-day Aaron Rodgers, but he's not prime Aaron Rodgers. He might be in the mushy middle years.
Maybe like Tony Romo?
Yeah.
Tony Romo was a solid quarterback for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I think possibly. But I don't know. KJ, he could come out and put himself right back in the record books today, but I like Visa as a new face. When he's been running second in some of those races, it took a Millionaire and Dashing Trace or some other really nice horses to beat him. So that's where I'm going there. I can't believe I left a Trace of Eagle fourth. We both did.
Too,
but he's in tough tonight. On to the 10th, Grade 1, $328,000 plus Texas Classic Derby, also at $440. And, I'm going with a little bit of a shot in here. You're going with Dollar Bill. Rick's going with Relentless Eagle, who, I pick every time. I'm going to try Shoeless in here. I think Toby Keaton might be gearing up for a big night. Juan Diaz can have a big night as well.
Yeah, I like your picking Shoeless. I had a real tough time picking my horses here. Dollar Bill, this is a horse. I've been on this horse's bandwagon for like 2 years now. And it never failed. This horse runs second on me a lot. Until last time, I didn't pick the horse to win. I picked him to run second, and he beat me. But Dollar Bill, this is a horse that looked good in the B.F. Phillips Jr. Stakes. This horse was second by a neck in the Retama Derby, the Heritage Place Derby as well up at Remington Park. Had that win last time out in that trial race. Was the second fastest qualifier here for the Derby. Finally got that win that I've been looking for a long time. Give me Dollar Bill on top. Over Relentless Eagle, this is the horse that dead heated for the Dash for Cash Derby with Asher. This horse is coming in here perfect this year. 3 for 3 was a qualifier for the Texas Classic Futurity last year as well. So Relentless Eagle definitely can run well here at Lone Star. And then number 7, Fire Cowboy. That's what I wanted to talk about here. 12-1 morning line for this one. You saw this horse was a winner of the Sam Houston Derby. Look back to late last year, won the Evangeline Downs Futurity as well. A whole bunch of wins for this horse. 10 wins out of 14 lifetime starts. Another one trained by Juan Diaz. Victor Urieta has the mount tonight on this horse. 12-1 morning line. This could be a value play right here in race number 10.
Yeah, he got in 10th fastest, but I don't really worry about that so much. You're talking about, in some cases, really fractions of seconds. And his trial was outstanding. And the horse that he beat, Flying Rabbit 1-2-3, ran his ears off last night.
And with this horse, he also beat Designer Jeans, who was a winner last night as well. So.
Well, that could be a really key race, and so I like that. I'm going to take Shoeless because as far, from the eye test, I thought his trial was outstanding. He did have a pretty big lead, and it shrunk down to a neck at the end, but, I think Brian Candenosa knew that he knows how fast this horse can go and how good he was going, and I don't think he abused him down the stretch. And, I just think he's had a race since the All-American Derby where he ran well and had a good trial. And fifth fastest qualifier, I'm going to try Shoeless. 11th race, $911,800 plus Texas Classic Futurity, Grade 1, 400 yards. FTD Dreams set a track record in the trials for this.
You got to pick the horse that set the track record. Yeah, also ran well in the All-American Futurity, the Rainbow Futurity as well. I mean, hit the board in both of those. Definitely a solid horse. Has won 4 out of 8 starts so far this year. Has a couple wins and a second out of 3 outs at this distance. Track record holder right here at Lone Star Park last time out. Give me FTD Dreams on top. Another one I thought I was going to have a little bit of a long shot, but you got the same horse picked second.
Oh, I love this. Aguila
Rapid does.
Oh, I love this.
I remember after the trial race, I mean, it was early on.
It was the very first trial.
Yeah. And I saw this horse come out of the gate, and I think I might have even texted you and said, I like this horse.
Yes.
This could be one of my picks here in the Futurity. But you can see, I mean, that was in race number 1. No one else set a fast time until, like, race 5.
Right. It seems rare to me, and this is anecdotal, but it seems better to be drawn later in the day. I don't know whether the wind settles down or just the action on the track makes it speed up a little bit. You don't, unless you're a superstar, you don't see that many qualifiers come out of the very first trial.
Yeah, but Aguila Rapid, I mean, this horse was in the Ruidoso Futurity, the runner-up there, finished third in the Rainbow Futurity, won the All-American Juvenile, won his trial race out here by a wide margin, 2.5
It's on a real heater
day.
right now.
Yeah, so,
sure.
I mean, 15-1 morning line for this horse trained by Toby Keaton, get Brian Candanosa aboard. Whew, I think there's a lot to like about this. I think this horse could win, but I can't go against the track record holder.
Yeah, I couldn't either, but he could win it all.
And then my third choice, I'm taking the lone filly in here, right? Only one filly, I think. DK Marnie Jess.
Yeah.
I mean, this horse was 4th in the Dash for Cash Futurity, missed by 3/4 of a length. Was up there, right up there. Was the winner of the Sam Houston Futurity earlier this year. Won the Louisiana Downs Futurity as well. Won the trial race here. I think there's a lot to like about the 6.
Oh, yeah.
This Texas Classic Futurity, the richest race in Texas, is going to be a fun one to watch tonight, no doubt.
Oh, I've had the privilege. This will be my 10th one of these, and I don't remember every detail of every field, but this is the most interesting field I can ever remember. I mean, DK Marnie Jess, I mean, she is one off night away from being 8 for 8, and even the off night she was beaten less than a length, and she's super tough. Aguila Rapida's trial was just incredible. FTD Dreams, mowed him down and set a track record. Curl's Magic Wagon, couldn't be more impressive in his trial. Comes from a great family. If somebody outside of them wins, it might be a little bit of a surprise, but boy, what a race. 12th and final. Maiden 2-year-olds. 350 yards, scratch the 9 Judge T, scratch the 12 Destiny of the Nile, the 11 gets in.
Yeah, I got the number 11, Kaz Peritito. This horse was a 4th place finisher last time out, missed by half a length in that one. Went short that day at 220 yards, was going to go a little bit further today, but the horse put in a late surge last time to get up there. I'll take the 11 on top of the 4. Tricked out, first-time starter here for Toby Keaton. He also owns this horse, so that makes me think, hey, you might think this horse is going to pick up the W tonight. And then I got the 6 favorite Sandbaggin to close out the card as my last pick of the meet.
I didn't have a really good gut feeling about any of these. I had Judge T on top, and he scratched. I scratched into favorite Rocket for Trey Wood. He's certainly at a level where he can win. He hasn't done anything so far. I'm always a little leery of these horses that race in New Mexico or here in better competition and trial competition, but they really don't accomplish much. Sometimes when they get into maiden races, they pop. Other times, they're just kind of confused. But I've got him over Tricked Out, who, since we're all picking him, and with the 9 out of here, I don't think Tricked Out's you're not going to see anywhere near 8-1 on him anymore. And favorite Sandbaggin takes the blinkers off. It's an interesting 12th race for the high 5 because there's nobody to me that really stands out. If a first-time starter is liable to be one of your favorites in a field with some pretty experienced 2-year-old maidens, that it's a pretty competitive race. All right. Enjoyed working with you again this year.
Yes, let's do it again in the spring, I guess.
We'll see you again in April, but meanwhile, we got 12 big ones tonight. Thanks a lot for looking in, and good luck on this Texas Classic night.